Welcome back to Glen Abbey Golf Club, wrapping up the RBC Canadian Open here on SCOREGolf.com. Jason Logan joined by Rick Young. And Rick, we entered this day with David Hearn, a Canadian, having the 54-hole lead. The tournament's two biggest names, Bubba Watson and Jason Day, 2 shots back. David Hearn did not get the job done. Jason Day did. The fact that a Canadian didn't end this long drought, does that make this tournament a disappointment in your eyes?
Oh gosh, not at all. This tournament was one of the better RBC Canadian Opens that I've been to, and I've been attending these since 1983. I thought the crowd support for all 3 players was tremendous. No, we didn't get a Canadian victory after 61 years, and we'll be back here for a 62nd try at it next year. But in the end, I still think this was a tremendous week for Canadian golf, a tremendous week for David Hearn and every Canadian player here. It was just a really good week for golf.
Picking up on that, Rick, just how impressed are you with Jason Day, considering that when he arrived here at Glen Abbey this week and he talked to us on Wednesday, he admitted he had hit a wall, he was tired, the Open Championship ran an extra day into the Monday, looked exhausted quite frankly, and yet he finds a way to get it done. Just how impressed with Jason Day are you?
Well, I'm very impressed. I talked to Colin Swatton, his swing coach and caddy, right after the tournament was over today. He was very, very proud of Jason's will this week. The will that he had to actually win this golf tournament, to even play in this golf tournament. It was interesting to hear him say he easily could have just mailed this one in and just departed. But what he didn't want to do was just that. He was bent and determined that he wanted to win this championship this week. He told us that in the media room on Wednesday. He came out, he performed really, really well the first 3 days, and today, it's hard to argue with the golf that he played. It was stellar, and it was right till the end, and he did it on the 18th green.
Yeah, both before and after the tournament, he talked about how important it was to play well at an Open Championship. As an Australian who plays in his country's national championship when he has time, he recognizes the importance of that. Conversely, as we talked about off the top, David Hearn did not get it done. That's 3 times he's had a chance to win the tournament. Came close today, played pretty well, just didn't make the putts. What do you think David takes away from this experience, Rick?
Well, I just think it just continues to build on for David Hearn. His golf the last few weeks has been stellar. He's had a chance to win twice in the last 3 events that he's played. Today he wanted to come out. He wanted to make a statement right away. He did with two quick birdies, but unfortunately there just wasn't enough putts made for him in the end. He was even par in the field, and that's just not going to get it done today. But overall, I think this is still a great week for David Hearn. He made a statement, I think, to Captain Nick Price about the President's Cup team coming up, and this event's going to go a long way as he moves towards the PGA Championship.
Well, certainly David Hearn felt the support of a nation. Large crowds this week at Glen Abbey, very reminiscent of 2004, in fact, when Mike Weir lost in a playoff to Vijay Singh. And it wasn't just David Hearn. Bubba Watson called himself half Canadian. Of course, he's got family from the Greater Toronto area. And Jason Day said he felt like a Canadian all week long, given the support he received. And I think if you had asked everybody who showed up at Glen Abbey if they'd be happy with Jason Day as the RBC Canadian Open champion, I think you'd have got a resounding yes. That's it for our coverage of the RBC Canadian Open. For great golf coverage all the time, make sure you log on to SCOREGolf.com.